You are currently working as a marketing and brand manager.
Yeah.
Are there any products or services that you think should not be advertised?
The product is available, then it should be marketed.
What about pan masala?
If there is a consumer, then you could ideally market it.
Do you think marketers have a responsibility when they market their offerings?
There is a bit of a moral ground for the marketer as well.
So the pan masala companies should also follow that moral responsibility, right?
Yeah, I mean, the company would obviously want to still market it to their audience.
So anything and everything should be advertised according to you.
May I come in?
Yep.
Thank you.
Hi Muskan. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Of course. My name is Muskaan Bhatia. I'm 24 years old. I have been living in Mumbai for all my life. I studied in 𝐃𝐫𝐨𝐻 High School, where I was also the head girl. I graduated from 𝐲𝐻𝐵 College with a degree in Bachelor of Arts, Literature. And I have been working with Ferraro's Music for the last 3 years now. Looking forward to joining a college soon. I like to read in my free time and also volunteer whenever I can.
Okay. What do you like to read?
I like to read fiction, young adult novels.
Okay. Any particular work that you recently read or you really like?
I recently read White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and I love Harry Potter, the classic.
Is there any movie that is made on this this book?
White Nights or Harry Potter? White Nights I'm not aware of.
You are currently working as a marketing and brand manager.
Yeah.
So why do you want to do an MBA? You already are a brand manager. So even after MBA, you're going to become a brand manager.
I understand that, but given that I have done a BA in literature, I don't really have the theoretical knowledge that goes into marketing. And I would love to learn that along with the case studies and the projects that I'll do in an MBA college. I will get to become a better leader, better team player, get to know how a company works and the nitty-gritties of how I can manage when things get difficult. So all of these things will just enhance what I've already done.
But don't you think you must have experienced a lot of these things anyway, considering you've been working since 22? You would have experienced quite a few things.
I agree. I agree. I still think that getting that theoretical knowledge in classroom learning that I will get from an experienced teacher, I think that will really help me in my career, as I said, become better in what I already do. So.
But the theoretical knowledge you can get via books also. So if you want to, let's say, learn marketing, right? Read Kotler.
I mean, I agree with you, but again, it's as I said, the small nitty-gritties of how the company functions. And when I join a B school, I don't only get to learn marketing. I get to learn finance, operations, everything that goes behind how a company should run, what I can do, again, as I said, when there are certain problems that a company would face, how I can work around those things.
So are you saying that reading a book, let's say on marketing, is not sufficient? Considering that you are a bibliophile?
Yeah, I mean, it won't be sufficient for the kind of experience that a B school will provide, for sure.
What sort of marketing activities have you been a part of?
So I do a lot of online campaigns, run ads on social media, Google. I also do offline events where we promote the artists of our particular brand and teachers. We try to promote the products that we have. So those kind of events that we've done.
Okay. Aren't the products slightly expensive premium segment?
Yeah, they are.
So what's the difference or in terms of strategy of, let's say, marketing premium products or musical instruments versus, let's say, like a mid-tier or a slightly lower price variant?
So when it comes to marketing a niche product like the Steinway and Sons piano, it currently I think it's a lot of brand awareness, because not a lot of people know, because it's a niche market. So getting to like telling people about the product is mainly the first step into it. Whereas when it's a mainstream product, people already know about it. So you're trying to now sell it out with online campaigns. When it comes to, again, this kind of a product, you first create the brand awareness, and then with word of mouth, events, and all of that, you can market it better.
Okay. So let's say if I start learning a musical instrument, right, and now I am aspiring for a slightly more premium kind of product. What would you tell me to convince me that okay, I should go for this? I've just started learning musical instruments.
What kind of musical instrument?
Let's say the piano.
Okay, and do you have an acoustic piano or a keyboard or
Keyboard.
digital? So you have a keyboard. So generally, initial beginners are given a keyboard. But now that you are really keen on, taking this to the next level and becoming better at the musical instrument that you are learning, it would be amazing to buy a Steinway and Sons piano. There are a lot of reasons. Number one, that it's handcrafted. Almost all of the pieces that go into the piano, they are handcrafted wood pieces. Along with that, the life and the tuning of a Steinway piano is very, very long. And when I say the life, I also mean that it's an investment. Once you invest in a Steinway piano, or rather in a Steinway designed piano, you have an option to trade in for a Steinway Grand within 10 years if your old piano is in a saleable condition. So all of these things, I think, would really enhance your journey into becoming someone who knows how to play a piano perfectly well.
Why did you join this particular company? I mean, you could have gone to any other firm, maybe e-commerce companies, for example, and done marketing. So why choose something which is related to music? Any particular interest in music? That's why you decided to join this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I am interested in music, and I also wanted to try out a different market as such. Before that, I've interned at 𝐾𝐽, which was a very education-based company, and I wanted to try out a different industry altogether. So that's why I wanted to choose music.
What past musical interest do you hold?
So I have a guitar. I don't play it often, but I do have it, and I try to see some videos to kind of.
Which is the best musical instrument in your opinion?
That's a tough one.
Or maybe your favorite?
Yeah, my favorite would have to be the guitar, since I already own one and I like playing that instrument.
So is it difficult to convince people to buy a piano when your favorite musical instrument is the guitar?
Not really, because I mean, what I'm trying to do is market the product. So trying to convince a guitar and a piano is very different in that sense. And I mean, with the piano, again, as I said, with this product, it's a lot about creating the brand awareness. So as of now, been working on that, getting people to come to events and, get them to experience that product.
Can you give an example of an event that you've conducted where such high value or high net worth individuals or HNIs who can afford this kind of a product would have attended that event? Can you give an example?
Yeah, definitely. So we have these student-teacher concerts. We have Steinway artist master classes. So one of the examples of the event that you're asking for is the Steinway artist master class. This is an artist who has been endorsing Steinway from the, like, it's not a paid endorsement. They are doing it because they genuinely like the product. So they are termed as a Steinway artist, and one of our Indian Steinway artists was giving a masterclass where 3 to 4 students come. They learn from him live in front of an audience, and not only do the students get to learn what the artist is teaching them, how to correct, what to play better, but also the audience who's sitting, they also get to see how they can perform and play better.
So at the end of such an event, is there a pitch done by the team to market the piano by Steinway, or it's like an organic way of luring customers in?
Yeah, the event itself is a way to get customers to the showroom, try out the piano. Since the artist himself is going to be playing on a Steinway, they get to hear it live as well. And after the event is over, they can also try out the piano, see how they like.
Is this the main form of lead generation for the firm, or are there other major ways in which the leads are generated?
So majorly it's events, but we also have campaigns run online.
What would be the lead conversion rate typically in your firm, in your industry? Maybe out of, let's say, 100 leads generated over a period of time?
I'd say about 2 to 3 again, because
2 to 3%.
yeah, because the product is quite niche and also expensive. So
What is
very
the
few
average ticket
people-
size of any sale that you make?
So we don't have a fee on the events that we do in the showroom. That is done for the
No,
artist.
what is the
or-
final end price that a customer would pay for purchasing the piano? Average ticket size of that?
That would be around, depending on the piano again, because Steinway has Steinway designed pianos and Steinway pianos itself. So if it's a grand piano that they're going for the highest end model, it would be around 3 to 4 crores. But if they're going for a lower end model, it could also be somewhere between 10 lakhs to 40 lakhs.
So you mentioned you like reading. Now I came across something where somebody had written that if you have read a book in Jan, you're part of some 1% of the world who have read a book in Jan. So very few people read basic. So what should be done to, first of all, increase the consumption of, say, fiction, non-fiction books, magazines, newspapers, etc. Because a lot of them are, even newspapers, magazines for that matter, the readership is just going down and down. So what should be done to improve this scenario?
I mean, firstly, I think reading is something that is an interest that someone has to build up. So that is the first thing. And to build up that interest, I think they have to start by reading smaller books, maybe one-page articles they could read that would get them into the habit of reading. Once they do that, and it could be anything that they are interested in, whether it's a newspaper, a magazine, all of that, that is number one, that they should have to start reading even one article a day that works for them. And when it comes to the readership going down specifically, I think it's possible because of the fact that a lot of these things are also in form of video content available to us right now. So if people actually take the time out and go on their websites, if not buy a physical copy, go on websites of particular newspapers, or even maybe have a PDF of the book, or we have Kindle now. So these things that are making it already very accessible to people should be where they can adapt to learn. Read.
Okay, so you mentioned Harry Potter, right? So there are movies also, there are books, basically. Now, you mentioned video content, so clearly the movies are there. So convince me to read the book Harry Potter over watching the Harry Potter movies.
Okay, so the movies are obviously great. They have shown a lot of what goes in the books, but there are very small, finer details of the book that are missing in the movie. And once you read, you get the actual idea, the feel of what the author wanted to, portray in the books, what she wanted to give out to the audience. So, and you will go deeper into the world of Harry Potter, and you'll understand certain things that may have been skipped out in the movie better once you read the book.
Okay. Can you tell me a piece of information which was skipped in the movies, which is there in the books?
Sorry, can I have a moment to think about this? Um, Maybe it would have to be the scene where it's in his third year, Harry Potter's third year, and he was playing Quidditch, and there was a rainstorm, and his broomstick fell into the Whomping Willow. The way the broomstick broke, the whole description of that is given in the book, which is not mentioned in the movie. They just show the pieces of the broomstick.
Why did you choose literature as your graduation main area?
So I love reading, so that's one of the major reasons why I chose literature. My other two subjects that were also possible were political science and philosophy. Political science was a great subject, but I was not really interested in studying political science to a greater depth. Same with philosophy. I really enjoy philosophy and I would like to read that as a hobby, but not pursue it as a career. So literature is something that really caught my attention, and I learned a lot of the kind of literature that we had in the past in India, in America, and even certain bits and pieces of advertising and film studies. So
So you studied political science as well, right? Do you go and watch movies in theater? Uh, and do you stand up for the national anthem? What if somebody does not stand up for the national anthem? Is it a crime?
Uh, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a crime, particularly an offensible, punishable crime, but it is not right, in my opinion, for them to not stand up for the national anthem.
Why is it not right? And why do you need to show that you love your country by standing up for the national anthem?
It's giving respect to the flag that we have, and I mean, it's just standing up for your nation, I suppose. So you must do that as a person who's living here and who's uh, taking in, I mean, mm, sorry, all the things that are provided by the government. You pay the taxes, everything. So you should be able to, stand up proud for your country.
Okay. So recently we celebrated 26th Jan. Now let's say there's a group of people singing national anthem and you go and stop them. Okay. Don't sing. Is that a crime? And are you committing a crime by stopping people who are singing national anthem?
I mean, if they're already in the middle of it, I would not do that. That's not.
No, is it a crime? That is what I'm asking.
I mean, not really,
You mentioned that you obviously love reading books. I'm coming back to your habit of reading in books. Do you have a favorite author?
I mean, given that my favorite book is Harry Potter, it would have to be J.K.
Indian author?
Indian author, I have.
Not necessarily in English, could be in any language.
No, I'm sorry, I've not really read a lot of Indian authors as of now, but I do want to explore that genre.
Any business individuals, same famous business leaders across the world whose articles or whose material you have read and enjoyed consuming that content?
I mean, if the topic is about the leader, you mean, right?
Could be about the leader, could be about the expertise that they have, the business expertise that they have.
Yeah, so that would be Ratan Tata.
Ratan Tata. Okay, so what specifically draws you to a individual like Ratan Tata about what he's read, what he's written?
I mean, it's not what he's written. The topic was Ratan Tata, and something that really draws me to to him and the way he has functioned is, number one, has to be the philanthropy that he does. It's really amazing to see that. Secondly, it's the way he has run the business. He's got Tata Industries to a really great height, and the way he has done that, I think it's commendable.
With your MBA done and dusted in the future, what kind of career aspirations are you looking for in the short term and the long term?
In the short term, I would love to work for an FMCG or a consumer-focused organization where I can be the marketing manager there. And in the long term, I hope to create
You'll have to do a couple of years of sales before you get into pure full-fledged marketing and branding. Someone of your background can much rather not do an MBA, rise up the ranks in the world of marketing and branding without having to go through the MBA grind and then the on-ground sales grind, especially in the FMCG sector. You can avoid all of that without by not doing the MBA. So why still want to pursue an MBA and go through all this grind? It'll be easily, I would say, 4 to 6 years from the point of time that you start your corporate journey after MBA that you will get into that kind of role that you're talking about. So are you aware of those decision and the ramifications of those decisions, or you're aware of that and you're still taking a call to do an MBA?
Yes, I am. And the reason I'm doing it is because I would also love to get a little bit background on sales. Currently, and with all the years that I have interned or worked, all I have done is marketing. And I would love to get an insight on the sales part of it all. And given all of that, I would still want to do an MBA because it would give me a career jump, because my long-term goal is also to become the chief marketing officer of a company. So that would really help me with the MBA profile that I'll have.
Chief Marketing Officer within the FMCG sector, that's what you're looking at?
Not particularly the FMCG, but I do want to get an experience in FMCG industry.
Are there any products or services that you think should not be advertised, that are currently being advertised?
Okay. I don't think so, not really.
So anything and everything should be advertised according to you.
I mean, if the product is available, then it should be marketed.
What about pan masala?
Yeah, I mean, the company would obviously want to still market it to their audience. So,
Do you think marketers have a responsibility when they market their offerings? Or is it the independent choice of the brands to market their offerings because they're running a business?
no, there is a bit of a moral ground for the marketer as well.
So the pan masala companies should also follow that moral responsibility, right?
Yes.
But you just now said that they are okay to advertise their products as and when they please.
But I mean, again, there are a lot of consumers in the country and worldwide who would be using that product. So, if there is a consumer, then you could ideally market it.
Okay. Well, while we were discussing how do you increase consumption of books, you mentioned that it's about interest, right? So can you create interest?
Yeah, definitely.
And how do you create interest?
It would be to start something small, whatever you are aiming for, to start from scratch, something really simple and basic that does not require a lot of effort or does not make you feel like it's a task. It should be something that you would also enjoy and eventually get into it.
Okay. What do you do in your free time? You mentioned reading initially.
Yeah.
Apart from that, anything else?
Yeah, I like to volunteer. I volunteer for beach cleanups on alternate Sundays whenever I can. And I also play chess sometimes.
So currently in the world, FIDE top 10 rankings, there are 3 Indians, males specifically. So can you name all of them?
No, I'm sorry. I would know there's Vishwanathan Anand. I mean, that's
Are you sure Vishwanathan Anand is in top 10 right now? In the world?
not right now. I know that he is one of the biggest chess players from India.
No, right now I'm asking, can you name? So in top 10, there are 3 Indians.
No, I'm sorry.
Any notable female chess masters that you're aware of?
No, I'm sorry. No.
I have a final question for you. I see that you have core marketing and core branding experience, but are you looking for any other kind of roles with the help of your MBA, or your path is decided in terms of a typical sales and marketing career in a CPG company going forward?
I mean, I don't want to particularly focus on one brand. That I would like to explore the marketing of our, entire company, or even other areas of, like right now I'm working in music, so I would obviously love to explore other areas of marketing as well. But no, I'm not specifically focused on just the brand.
Just the brand, like any brand within the FMCG sector will be okay, or you're okay to other sectors as well, is the
No,
question.
other sectors also.
Okay, so you've done a lot of campaigns, right, for the clients, and can you share with us the example of your favorite marketing campaign that you have experienced?
Okay. So one of the marketing campaigns that I have run is, I mean, does it have to be an online campaign?
It can be any campaign, but I'm asking something from the world out there, not necessarily that you have run. Maybe some other
Okay.
brand has run an interesting marketing campaign and you've been intrigued by it. Would you like to share some examples like that with us?
Sure, of course. I mean, I love the marketing that Zomato does. It has a great online and offline way of marketing.
What do you specifically like about Zomato's advertising or marketing?
That it's very relatable. It has humor that again relates to everyone. They are very time specific also. So when we won the World Cup, they were quick to market
What is that thing
within.
called? What is that phrase called?
I'm trying to remember, but
Okay. Go ahead.
yeah. So I mean, it's all the things that they do in the sense also with their offline on their app. You can see that if someone's ordered from hospital, they mention, take care. All those tiny things that Zomato does as a brand, I think that's wonderful.
Is that an example of marketing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to
To
tell,
send a message when a customer has ordered from a hospital, is that an example of marketing?
I mean, this is something that the marketing team would have strategized on how they should put it out to the consumers.
Do you think today's marketing is all about virality?
No, not really. I mean, there are, again, like the product that I also market, it's not a viral product, and I don't see it becoming viral in the near future as well. But you still have a lot of products like these that you will have to reach out specifically to certain people only. There are a lot of word of mouth that you'll have to do to get to the right kind of audience. So it's not just about virality right now.
Okay, thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you. All the best. So, Muskan, how was it?
I think it was okay. It could have been better for sure, but yeah.
Okay. So, firstly, interesting profile. And typically they don't get to see a lot of people who come in with this sort of an experience, right? Of selling products that are high end, very specific target audience. Very few people firstly know about it, right? So good that you have that experience firstly. So you bring in a lot of diversity to the batch. So all of those things are very good about your profile. What I would say is overall, I think you could have done better. Okay, because somebody coming in with that sort of an experience, right, also has to bring in slightly more depth while answering questions. Just to give an example, I asked you about how do you create interest in reading, right? So how would you look at it as a business problem? Let's say you are a book company and you know that the readership is going down. Now, what do? You could have done a lot of things, right? So Harry Potter, for example. So a lot of us pick up reading while we are kids, and it's very difficult to pick that in adulthood. So maybe touching upon that emotion that, okay, when you were kids, all of us had that habit of reading, whether out of interest or compulsion, but then playing on that. So giving some sort of a strategy. See, right now what is happening is a lot of it is like a very friendly conversation that is going on, which is not helping, it's not going to help a B school panel draw out that, okay, or make a conclusion that you are the right fit. What they know is that you have that work experience which is relevant, but are you bringing in the depth that is required? So be more strategic in the answers that you're giving, because ultimately this is a B school interview. This is not like a day-to-day normal conversation that we are doing. Then why MBA? Again, you kept on saying I agree. I kept on countering what you were saying. So you said I lack the theoretical this thing, and I said okay, fine, go and read Kotler. Then you said I agree, and all of that. There are small nitty-gritties, etc. Come up with a much better framed answer for this, right? Just think about it as to what aspect do you think are lacking at this point of time, and how MBA is going to give you those things. See, because somebody can always counter that you are already, your designations in marketing and brand manager, which people want after they do their MBA. So why do you want to do it, right? Uh, Maybe you can talk about, okay, what are these things that you were trying to get at, but it wasn't very clear that this is what you're lacking. Okay, so be slightly more clear on that front. Then you said, okay, fine, I will also learn finance, marketing, operations, etc., which is fine, but then again, more depth is required. Your experience is fine, you know everything about it, so that I don't have any particular feedback on that front. And a lot of answers were short. So there was an immediate question which was asked after your answer. And it happened multiple times. It happened with Debru also, it happened with me also, that I've asked you a question, you've given a short answer, immediately there's a next question. So give slightly longer answers. I'm not saying very long. Maybe as a nature, you're not that kind of a person who will just keep rambling. But give maybe 6-7 lines for a question. Correct. A lot of times you asked clarifying questions, which is okay. That's not like any problem as such. But then your own answers have to be slightly longer. Then we got into Harry Potter, any particular thing which is there in books, which is not in movies, all of that, which is not technically is not related to your selection or rejection. This is just okay, fine. We are discussing something. Then political science. What happens if you stop somebody who are playing the national anthem, right? So it's a crime, right? You're not supposed to do that. So there is an act which is for the protection of the national symbols, and you can go to jail basically if you're stopping somebody, the assembly of people who are singing national anthem. Then I think he asked you about business leader, and you said Ratan Tata, and you kept on saying has. Is that the right grammatical usage? So just be careful of a very small thing, but I noticed that. So then again, he said, you don't need MBA because you want to work in FMCG and you're currently in this position. Unnecessary 4 to 6 years you're going to slog. Again, the justification is not great. So you can work on that answer a little. And Devrup is more experienced to talk about marketing, but whatever I know, I think the answer was not very convincing. So he can add to that. Then chess, top 10, 3 Indians are there, which you could not answer. So I think current affairs, slightly you'll have to work on, especially if you're going to mention. See what happens with anything that you mention. You have to imagine, okay, what are the 10, 15 questions that somebody will ask me? So if you say chess, what question somebody will ask? Okay, since when have you been playing chess? What's your favorite opening, right? Favorite chess players? Have you studied games of, let's say, some great chess players? The way I asked you, top 3 Indians currently in the world ranking, right? So you have Gukesh, you have Pragnananda, and then you have Arjun. These are the top 3 right now in the top 10, basically. So you have to know a lot about whatever you're going to see. So if you say whatever a particular thing that you mentioned, Harry Potter, what are the 10 questions about Harry Potter that you could be asked? So they're now making it again, right? The BBC version that is coming up. So I have to know a lot of things about whatever I'm going to say. And if you work with that depth while you are prepared, then it will flow naturally in the interview. Your communication skill is very good. You have very calm and composed presence. So those are very good things about you. Profile is also pretty good. Diversity and all of that. What's your graduation percentage? You have not written it.
For JND, right?
Yes.
Future, 79.8.
Which is okay, I think, for
In literature,
be it literature, it's okay.
I mean, it's because of the conversion. My CGPA is 9.59, but because of the conversion, it's 7.
Fair. So you're a good candidate with work ex, with diversity. So all of those things are very good. But just take care of some of these things that I mentioned.
So I have some detailed points of feedback for you. Starting with your introduction, you left the hook of the introduction as reading. So the first question that was asked to you by us was around your reading habits. Is that the best hook that you want to leave behind in a B school panel discussion when you want to convince the other person that you want to join the B school? 50-50, because reading is a very, very important habit still for consuming a lot of case studies, and you have to do a lot of reading during MBA, so you can pitch it in that manner. Maybe I would have ended as a hook on the experience that you have mentioned over here as a better option. That is what I would have done if I were in your shoes. And if you're mentioning Harry Potter, something like that, always leave behind with some learnings that you've received from any kind of consumption. So just because I like Harry Potter and I mention Harry Potter, there could be a number of questions asked about Harry Potter, but you could actually drive the conversation in your direction by saying that I've loved reading Harry Potter, I've loved reading it more than I've loved reading the books more than the movies. And these are the 3 key learnings that I have experienced or imbibed in me in my life through this fictitious character. That can be a great...
I have thought of it.
Yeah, that can be a great way to talk about why you are mentioning something like that. See, as sir mentioned, it is not a conversation in the park. It is a B school panel. Whether we like it or not, it has to imply and lead to some outcomes that are in your favor for your selection chances. So talking about your work experience as a hook to leave behind at the end of your introduction definitely makes more sense to me. In your why MBA answer, you kept on saying theoretical knowledge. Sir kept on countering you, saying that you can get it off the books. I put you in a contradictory situation saying that if you can read it from books, but you are a lover of books, but you are saying that it is not possible to only consume from books, creates a natural contradiction in the minds of the panel. You could have spoken more about learning about other specializations, given the fact that you've done mostly marketing and branding. You could have spoken that you want to know, basis your experience in the workplace, that you see some financial decisions being taken, you see some pricing strategies being implemented, but you want to know how they are actually, done. Or what kind of decision-making frameworks and processes go behind it. You could have given some examples from your workplace like that. In your why MBA answer, I had to ask you later on about your short-term and long-term goals, but in your why MBA answer, you can bring in the element of what the MBA is going to solve for you in the short-term and long-term. Talking about the FMCG sector is again a 50-50 game. it puts the natural contradiction of that 4 to 6 year wait post MBA to get again into a brand manager position, this time in a much more reputed FMCG company. So a Mondelez, a Unilever or something like that is, you can mention the companies if you want, you can stick to only talking about the FMCG sector if you want to, but it puts that again, that natural contradiction. Your answer should be better prepared in terms of why that opportunity cost of 4 to 6 years is worth it, basically. I asked you about your favorite musical instrument. You replied well about the guitar. If I was someone who knew to play the guitar, I could have probably asked you follow-up questions on that, but I don't know. Maybe the panel does, or maybe the panel could. So you could be asked questions around the guitar as well. But you gave a decent answer about the guitar, and even though I tried questioning you around the piano versus guitar, you gave a satisfactory answer. Your answer regarding the high-profile events around student-teacher meets or the Steinway artist performance and the interaction was a decent answer in terms of how leads can be generated. You should have yourself talked about the lead conversion, that typically we get 2% conversion out of these kind of events. Maybe we get a slightly different conversion rate on digital campaigns, but the cost per lead is probably much higher in the is much lower in the Steinway event because the person is coming out of their own free will and probably not charging anything, something like that. So again, relating it with business metrics is a important thing that you could have done. I liked your answer in terms of how you would convince, when sir asked you, someone to buy a Steinway product. So your answer was very nice. It was natural. It was a perfect natural sales pitch come marketing pitch where you spoke about the USPs, that it's handcrafted, it's looking as an investment that you want to make. But then again, the moment you spoke about marketing with responsibility section around the pan masala thing, again, the flow disrupted. I was very happy with the way that the conversation was going. And then we spoke about the pan masala example, and you contradicted yourself by again saying that, okay, while Vimal or any such brand in the pan masala category would be having the freedom to market itself, but then you said that they need to have some kind of a responsibility. So what you could have done is given a classic example of any cigarette company and said that as long as the information is broadcasted on the packaging, on the product or the branding or the communication, that this is harmful or injurious to the health, it is okay. It is finally then the consumer's decision that it is left to. Consumption of reading, how to increase that. You mentioned Tata in your answer. If I were you, I would have naturally chosen Shantanu Naidu's example and said that how he's starting an entire cult of people who are coming, sitting in a library with him, silent and just reading. If you've spoken to me about Tata, I would have expected you to mention something like a Shantanu Naidu example in terms of inculcating and increasing the consumption of reading as a habit. And what sir said is a perfectly nice example, starting young, basically probing into the younger category of audience with the help of obviously communicating with the parents to inculcate that habit younger. Sir has already given you feedback on the national anthem discussion. Nothing further from my side on that. You did mention e-books for like the most tiniest moment of time in the conversation, and you mentioned Kindle as an example. If you would have emphasized a little more on that in terms of how Kindle and the concept of e-books and audiobooks and these things have inculcated people to at least hear the content of a book, not even read it. It could have been a good counter example to improve consumption of books and reading as such. Then the topic was around creating interest. Can interest be created is the question that sir asked. The natural thing that you should have related this to is the concept of marketing, which we call as, can a need be created or is the need already existing? So need versus demand is a concept that you can probably read up a little bit on. And basically marketing is all about solving unmet needs. Needs are very difficult to be created out of thin air, right? Usually we don't realize what those needs are. When the firms and brands do that, they solve for unmet needs, which people have not voiced out, but they probably are there inside. Overall, your body language looked slightly nervous to me during the entire conversation. You gave a smile. You were not smiling too much, which is okay. You gave a natural smile. It is a pleasant way to talk to you. That much is for sure. I had a wonderful experience speaking to you and knowing about your work experience. But the face looked nervous for most of the conversation, to me at least.
That also be because of the setting where there are lights and camera and all
Yeah.
of that. So maybe
Could be,
because of
yes.
Very nervous before. That is something that I
So
have problems.
yeah, so maybe you can showcase slightly less nervousness when you are delivering your answers. Be confident about your profile. As sir mentioned, that you have a very good profile on paper, diversity, work experience, all of that is in your favor. My final point of feedback is when you're and this is a question that can be asked in any marketing B school interview, which is your favorite brand campaign. Either it can be your favorite brand or it can be your favorite campaign. Please keep 2 to 3 examples ready with you. Zomato was an example that you gave. There could have been much better examples. Nike is a very classic example. Think of bigger, more established brands, something that has really affected you in your own personal life. Maybe some physical products, apart from tech-based products that have, whose campaigns have impacted you. The thing that you spoke about in terms of Zomato, the phrase is called moment marketing. So you should have used that phrase. And the push notifications and the other features of the Zomato app are actually more to do with the product team rather than the marketing and branding team of Zomato as a group. So that's a product call that, okay, in my app, I will have these kind of nuances and features that will delight my consumers. So it's a delighting feature. It's probably not the best marketing example to give. That's it from my side in terms of the feedback regarding your performance in this interview.
Yeah, I think overall it was good. So don't worry too much. But see what again we are trying to say is that start building a little bit of structure in your answers. Ultimately, as a B school interview, they are looking for somebody can they rationally, logically think about a problem and give suggestions. For example, the reading interest problem. You could have started by saying, okay, we can solve this in 3 parts. And then start talking about individual parts. So that is what structuring the answer is. It also buys you a little bit of a time. You could have also said, okay, fine, can I take a moment to think about this? Because it's not a question for which somebody will have a ready answer. So if I say, okay, fine, how do you increase consumption of reading or books? It's a problem, understood. But now you say, okay, fine, can I take a moment to think about it? And then you say, okay, fine, I think these are the 3 things that can be done. And then you expand. So start working on that. A little bit of current affairs, your hobbies, your interest, explore that furthermore, right? Ask yourself 10-15 questions on everything that you have written on the application or that you're going to say, and you should be fine. Okay. So all the
And
best.
I would not suggest mentioning chess. I don't see confidence about chess as a topic from you.
So either you prepare and you mention, or you don't.
Or you don't prepare. Like, don't mention chess.
Play chess in school. I still.
So you have 2
but
choices.
I'm not so aware of it.
You have 2 choices from here. Either go back, play chess every day from now on, right? Read up as much as you can, or you'd completely skip it.
I would say skip it because I don't see that you have consistently played it for a long period of time in the recent times at least, right? So there's no point, I would say, in unnecessarily fabricating some kind of an interest which you've had in the school life but not in the recent times. You won't be able to justify and have a in-depth conversation like sir mentioned about that topic. So my advice would be to skip it unless you are really, really passionate about it and you can, do a quick refresher on some of the key areas around. But basically, yeah, every keyword is going to be important. That is what I'm trying to
Drive
say.
your interview on your work ex. And again, why MBA also you have a solid answer that this is one kind of marketing.
Yeah.
And there are so many things out there
Sure.
that you currently don't have, and MBA will give you that. So make a story around it, and I hope it falls in place. Okay, all the best.
All the best.
Thank you.